Today, I ask you deny the motion to suppress the handwritten note by private art collectors found in Evan Shem's storage cabinet in his apartment's carport. Cases U.S. v. Pena, U.S. v. Matlock, and Illinois v. Rodriguez show that Detective Barron did not break the 4th or 14th Amendment when he's in his search. Evan Shem allowed the search of the carport when he consented to the search of the apartment, as can be shown by U.S. v. Pena. The detective also received consent to search the carport, as well as the location of the key to unlock the carport from Charlie Gibbons, who Detective Barron reasonably believed was Evan Shem's roommate, allowing the search to be legal through the case precedent set by U.S. v. Matlock and Illinois v. Rodriguez. Evan Shem gave Detective Barron verbal consent to search his apartment. Through his consent, Evan Shem also gave the detective the right to search the carport. The carport is an extension of the ownership of the apartment, giving Detective Barron full rights to search it. From the case precedent...
Hold on, you mentioned Pena, and that's about the search of a hotel room and the bathroom,
Yes.
which is directly attached to the room itself. But in this case, isn't the storage container outside of the apartment itself?
Yes, Your Honor, it is. But in this case, the carport is part of the same accommodation of the apartment as was the bathroom of the apartment.
So, because of the ownership connection, the search of the apartment included any other ownership items and areas of Evan Shem?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any limit to that search?
Well, the carport is allowed because it is connected directly to the apartment, as it is right outside the apartment. And when you pay for the apartment, you also get the carport along. It's under one collection.
Okay, go ahead.
From the case precedent set in U.S. v. Pena, Detective Barron had consent to search the carport as it was part of the same accommodation as the apartment. Detective Barron reasonably believed the carport to be part of the same accommodation, legalizing his search. Therefore, Detective Barron, when he searched the carport, did so legally. Charlie Gibbons also gave Detective Barron consent to search the carport. U.S. v. Matlock proved that a person with joint access to a room could consent to a search of said room. A carport is a common area for anyone living in that accommodating apartment. Charlie Gibbons had the right to consent to the search of an area if he was living in the apartment. Although Gibbons was not, in fact, living in the apartment, Detective Barron reasonably believed he was, as he spotted Gibbons taking out trash before, and Gibbons parked in the spot for Mr. Shem's apartment.
Hold on. The defense has said that it was the expectation that the police officer would investigate the residents of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
To what level is the police officer responsible to determine the residency of Charlie Gibbons in this case?
Well, Your Honor, I do not believe the detective had to specifically ask, as it was relatively clear because he was taking out trash and parking in the spot for the apartment.
That's enough to assume he lives there?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Charlie Gibbons also consented to the search of the storage cabinet. Illinois v. Rodriguez established that if an officer believed, in good faith, that a person had joint access to an area, and that person then provided the officer with the key to the area, then any subsequent searches of the area are constitutional. Detective Barron believed Gibbons to be Shem's roommate, as Mr. Gibbons parked in the carport section for Mr. Shem's apartment, and Detective Barron had seen Mr. Gibbons at Mr. Shem's apartment throwing out trash only the day before. Mr. Gibbons provided Detective Barron with a key when he gave Detective Barron the exact location of the key. By giving him the exact location of the key, Mr. Gibbons validified Detective Barron's search of the storage cabinet with the provided key. Therefore, Mr. Gibbons consented to the search of the storage cabinet in the carport accommodating the apartment. Not only did Detective Barron receive consent from Evan Shem to search the carport, part of the same accommodation as the apartment, but he also received consent from Charlie Gibbons to search the carport, as Detective Barron believed him to be Mr. Shem's roommate. Detective Barron also received consent from Mr. Gibbons to search the storage cabinet in the carport when he received the exact location of the key. Detective Barron's search of the carport was entirely legal, as shown by the aforementioned cases. Your Honor, I ask that you listen to the case precedents listed before you and deny the motion to suppress the papers found legally by Detective Barron. Thank you.